welcome board is pretty self-explanatory. So what you guys are gonna do, you should paint your back first, and I would do 2 coats of paint on that, and then you could start painting your letters, and 2 coats of paint on your letters as well. You don't really have to worry about the edges that much unless you have like a lighter color letter, then you might want to do your edges. So you're going to do 2 coats and 2 coats. You could also, if you want to make your background a little more interesting, you could dry brush some streaks on top of whatever your background color is. And my letters are gray, and you guys can mix. I gave you black, blue, red. You guys could kind of like custom mix whatever color you want for your letters. So what I'm going to show you right now is how to put the welcome together, because that's, I think, the hardest thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start by placing the letter C. The letter C is like the middle of the welcome. So I measured, so the board is 4 feet. So I measured 2 feet down, and then that's where I'm going to put my C. I'm also going to use that middle line as a guide. So once I put that C, I'm going to work my way up, and this is where those like tongue depressors come in. So this tongue depressor is going to be the space in between your letters. So after the C, I'm going to do the L, and then I'm going to work my way up. I'm not going to worry right now about if they're straight or anything. We'll get to that in a little bit. So I'm going to lay all my letters out. All my letters out. Of course you can't see it, but that's okay. Once I do the top, I start making my way down. And that popsicle stick or the tongue depressor is gonna make sure like your spacing is even all the way down. So once you look at the layout, I would step back, like kind of straighten things, but you're gonna have to do that again. Make sure everything is spaced out correctly. I pretty much have the same amount of space on my top and my bottom. And what you could start doing is you could start gluing. So a little glue goes a long way. You're just gonna use that craft glue that you got. And all you're gonna do is just put a little bit of glue on the back of the letter and then put it on. Glue dries clear, but you don't want like globs of paint on. So I would start with the C, make sure that's placed in the right place, and then use those tongue depressors and work your way up and down applying the glue. Let me just glue one last one. So once you have all your glue down, I'm going to pretend like I have it all glued right now. Once you have all your glue down, what you guys should do is you kind of step back. You have about 10 minutes to like fix any letters that need to be fixing. Make sure everything is straight and it all looks great together. If you have like piles of glue seeping out of the letters, I would like just take a brush and wipe it a little, because it does dry clear, but sometimes it has a different finish. So use the popsicle sticks as spacers. You probably have about, once you glue it, you have about 10 minutes to kind of work on things. And then after about 10 minutes, the glue kind of sets, and within 2 to 3 hours, it will dry. So the sign could go outside, but it should be in like a protected area. If your outside isn't protected, you could like spray coat this a couple times. I have one that's been outside and I didn't really spray it at all for a while. But sometimes the outside will affect the glue, so you just want to make sure the sign is protected. All right, so guys, I hope you had a fun time painting the welcome sign. And if you have any questions, you could just message us, and I'll try and get back to you. But you guys could get really creative. I pretty much gave you white for the background, and I gave you that big brush to paint the background white. And then for your letters, you could get a little creative. You could do black. You could make like a wine color with red and black. You could make gray, which I have, navy. Get all kinds of funky. All right, so I hope you had a good time, and I can't wait to see your signs.